Welcome to another episode here on A New Life in France. The weather is stunning. It is the end of June, and as we record, tomorrow it's probably going to hit record temperatures here in France and probably going into Wednesday as well. We're in what they call a canicule, so in terms of that, probably a heat wave. Probably doesn't quite explain the weather. So for me, I wanted to really cover off today talking about motorhomes and campervans. It's something that a lot of people ask, particularly when they're looking to move to France and come across to France, either visiting, having second homes, or actually for themselves actually then being able to make that permanent move and be able to enjoy France. Now for me, the great things about motorhomes are it gives you the ability in France to drive all around France, and France is really accommodating for motorhomes. The reason it's really accommodating is you have a lot of things called airs. There's about 2,500-3,000 of them, and the simplest way to describe that is like a pull-in, but it's a pull-in for motorhomes. So you're at a pull-in, park up, and in terms of that, it just means it's a designated area where you can park up with your motorhome. These are really popular with motorhomers, be those who are French or those coming from other countries to tour and enjoy the area. Those airs are free, and in terms of those, they will also have a point, a lot of the time they will have a point where there is water, so you can top up on your water, but also as well it has a waste disposal area as well, so you can dispose of your waste and then restock and off you go again. And that's really important when you're life on the road in terms of that. And so the majority of airs are free. Some you have to pay a little bit overnight, and when I say a little bit, that could be 3, 4, 5 euros to be able to do that. And some of the popular areas, they will have that. But with the motorhomes, in terms of that, the ability you have then is to go anywhere you want. You can travel where you want, you can pull over, you can park. It's nice, it's simple, it's easy. And what it does, it encourages people then to go shopping in the local village. You might go and use the boulangerie or the butcher's or the mini market, whatever it happens to be. It's encouraging people to come and tour the area. You can park up, then you can enjoy it. You can go and buy some food or do whatever you want. So it really does stimulate some growth in terms of the economy of an area, and there's some really beautiful airs across France. There are some airs that are down by the coast and you get beautiful sea views, and again probably get lovely sunsets at night as well. You get some of the airs are up in the mountains and you can be able to enjoy that. For ourselves, we were in the Pyrenees a couple of years ago, and there's some lovely airs up in the snow area, so you could actually park up and you could actually then go off and do your skiing as well. So motorhomes in France is a big thing, and it's a big thing across Europe, but in France in particular, it is really, really big. What you also then have within that is not just those airs that I spoke about, which are really common. Then you do have some municipal camping, so it's like the local camping site. Within that, that will then have hookups. You would obviously pay for that, but you can go, and there's some really nice local campsites that are usually run by the communes. They're run by the village for ease for you to understand. And in terms of that, the Marie will run that, and it generates again a little bit of income coming in to the community. But those camping municipals are really nice. They're not expensive. You can get your hookup, but of course then you can enjoy showers and toilets that are there as well, so you don't have to use your own onboard facilities. You also have other airs which are part of a national grid. There's not so many of these, but it's part of a national setup. You do pay more, it's a barrier entry to go in. They're dotted all across France. They do have more facilities. It gives you the ability to actually charge up at night, so you can actually plug your motorhome in, you can run everything off that, which means you can power up your batteries and everything that goes along with that. So those again is another thing to think about in terms of those that are there. But in terms of France, in terms of motorhomes, the key things you're looking at, it gives the ability to travel around France and really, really enjoy it. And when you're able to enjoy it, you can park up. You'll find a lot of people will have their bikes on the back, be they bicycles, be they electric bikes, or be them even small little motorbikes as well that you can put on the back, so you can have those. Now, when you're coming to France, really strongly advise you to just have a look at some of the airs. Go online and you put in AIRES, so that's the airs. So if you put airs and you put motorhome, you'll pretty much find them in terms of that. And there's a website you can go on to, so there's lots of those. You can also buy directories as well, so you can have a physical copy with you if you want. Now, for me, what we've really found with motorhoming, it gives you the ability just to go anywhere, and you can drive through the night and then you can pull over. But also, again, then in terms of on the motorways, the services, great places to pull into. There's also one or two little secret places as well, and again, this is really well worth a Google. You can find some little hidden gems where you can park up, and again, you can enjoy a really nice sunrise or a sunset. They're just little hidden gems that are there. And also, most of the towns will have a point for you to go to, and even if you don't park up there, there's also points again where you can get more water on board, and you can also then do your waste disposal as well as you go in. The other thing that you have in France is, particularly with motorhomes, is being able to make use of solar. So a lot of motorhomes now, particularly the modern ones, will have panels on the top, but you can also put your own panels on the top. So you are making the most of the solar energy, and you charge your batteries up and keep everything from that. Now, the great thing with motorhomes is you can have a slightly older motorhome. We've got a slightly older motorhome, or you can have a really swanky modern one, and there's all sorts of prices in that. Now, when you're looking at those, it's quite easy to buy a motorhome here in France, and you can find them online, or you can find them from a dealer. What you're really looking at is what's the value for money, how much you're going to use it, and where are you going to be able to go with it, and what kind of mileage you're going to do, reliability, etc. So if you don't want to go too far away, you might go for something that's probably got a lot of mod cons on it. It's got lots of things, slightly older, not done too many miles, or you can go to the top end and buy something absolutely luxurious if you're going to live life on the road quite a lot. And we find quite a few people who retire in France will actually have a home in France, they live permanently, and they will travel around, be that in the autumn, the spring, winter to a point, and then also in the summer. Now, in the summer in a motorhome, the other thing you need to think about is some of the areas you go to will not really be that covered. So again, you might want to be looking at a campsite that will take motorhomes, probably has a little bit more shade, you can plug more power in, you can probably use more fans and get some air conditioning going as well. And that's the other thing to think about when you're on the road. We're on our very start of our journey about motorhoming and campervanning here in France. We're not fully experts yet, and there's lots of experts online can tell you lots of different things, but just giving you my experience. If you're moving to France, France is just beautiful to see. If you can afford a motorhome or a camper van, then you can get out and explore. What we're really looking for is we're looking for a more modern camper van, and a more modern motorhome is actually what we're looking for, but we've got 2 young children. So for us, the requirement's a bit more specific in terms of the bedding and the room that we need and the beds that we need and the setup that we need. But if you're a single person, or you're a retired couple, or a couple not quite retired yet, then you can buy maybe a camper van, which gives you those abilities to do it, or you can buy a motorhome as well, and has the luxury of a really nice double bed, and you can enjoy it, and all the windows, and you've got your toilets and your showers, so many different variations to it. But you can really enjoy motorhoming. So for me, motorhoming and campervanning in France is just the best way to see France, to get out there, to enjoy it, to just take your time to enjoy France. So if you have the ability of time, then you definitely can start to enjoy France by looking at motorhoming or campervanning that's there. So for me, the key things that you should always be looking at is find a really nice motorhome, get a really nice motorhome. If you're coming, say, from the UK and you're moving permanently to France, then the things you'll have to start thinking about is, can you import that in? So if you're looking at importation, there's a whole process, and we'll probably look at that in another episode about importing vehicles. There's a whole process around that. You'll have to pay an import tax as well if you're living here permanently. You'll need to get it registered, etc. There's all sorts of hoops to jump through. But if you actually look to buy in France, there are thousands of motorhomes for sale, genuinely thousands. I spend a lot of time online looking for the right motorhome, and we'll soon get there. And in terms of that, then you've got to think about, well, if you buy it in France, then you've got it in France, then you've got all the history around it and everything goes. Then you can get out on the road. Now, the one thing just to think about in terms of licenses, and we'll cover this again in a different episode, we'll talk about converting your driving license to a French driving license. Just one or two of the things that we see is that if you go over 3.5 tons as a motorhome, then your license does change, and what you think you might have had from where you've come from, be that UK, USA, or anywhere else around the world, doesn't always transfer over. So just need to think about that. Your standard driving license and conditions, absolutely, but the 3.5 tons seems to be the change point. Again, you can find that online, and we will cover it in another episode, but that's something to think about when you're buying a motorhome. There have been some examples where people have had bigger than that, but their license they thought would cover them, and when they convert it over from a UK, US, or whatever license, it doesn't convert all of the conditions over. So do be aware of that. But in most cases, most motorhomes are under that 3.5 tons, so you're absolutely fine. So think about that. Plan your journey, but don't plan your journey as well. And I know that sounds strange, but there are so many airs in France that you can pretty much find anywhere. In the summer period, it will be really busy. So particularly as we now get into July and August, those airs will be busy, particularly in the popular areas, heading down to the coast, heading into the mountains. Outside of that, not as busy. You can of course use then the motorhomes to be able to go and park up wherever you want. Now mostly with airs you're normally limited just to the one night, sometimes 2 nights, and you need to move on. But again, if you're touring around, then you're probably going to go one night here, another night here, another night there, and then actually you might find an area where you can then go and pay and you can stay for a longer duration. And so for me, be able to do that, again, you're going to support the locality, but everything is there, the facilities are there. And for me, what I also like as well is that in some places you have to park on the outskirts of a small town or a village. They don't always want a motorhome going in, but again, they've got provision for it. So you park out and then you can walk into a town or you walk into there. And I can understand that. There's some actually very small little lanes, and some of these villages you can't always get in and out with a motorhome. So for me, it's there. Now, if you want the taste of the good life and actually you want to go, oh, what can I do? There are plenty of places that will hire out motorhomes. So you can hire out a motorhome, you can go and try it for yourself. There are some great motorhome places there. Many are English speaking, some are run by English as well, and also you've got all of the French ones as well, so you can go and try it out and see how you like it. But I would say if you're looking to have some of the mod cons, you want to have a nice bed and you want to have running water and hot water and a shower and a toilet, motorhoming, you can definitely do that. Campervan, sometimes you might just have 1 or 2 less facilities, but they are there. I would say if you want to explore France and you have got the money to do it and the time to do it, motorhoming here in France is a great way to enjoy this great country, particularly when you're living here and you want to travel around. What you also then get is you get the access, say, into Spain, into Italy, into Germany and beyond, and that is great as well because they are all set up similarly. But I love France. I love France in terms of the motorhome you can do, and hopefully in the next couple of years you'll be able to follow some of our travels in our motorhome as we are then going around France, enjoying it with our children, and then we will be able to show you even more of France. Really hope you've enjoyed today. It's quite personal to me, just talking about motorhoming and campervanning. Motorhome is here behind us, just in some shade at the moment. It is going to get super hot today, so we're not going anywhere in our motorhome for the next couple of weeks, I don't think. It's just too hot. But it's nice to be able to just come and sit here on the step and just tell you a little bit more about motorhoming. If you've enjoyed today's episode, press the subscribe button at the bottom. We're going to be bringing you more and more things each and every week. And remember, we're going to be bringing you that one on driving licenses coming really soon. It's a really important thing to remember, particularly if you're moving from the UK and especially if you're moving from the US. So watch out for that episode coming as well. And remember, we have 3 episodes each and every week. We have Monday, which is just a topic like today's. Wednesday's all about property. Friday's about French language with the amazing Louisa, bringing us those lessons every single week for you to improve and learn much more about French. Outside of that, we're starting to bring even more shorts now. We're bringing shorts content, social media content. It's coming on all of the time. Go to our website, A New Life in France, and also go to our sister website, forsaleinfrance.com, which is full of properties to buy here in France.